This card trick is so good, it actually fools magicians. So the magician's got a deck of cards and he cleanly removes them from the box. He then shows that every single card in the deck is completely different and it's in no particular order, but he decides he will give the cards a quick riffle shuffle as well, just to make things even more fair. So the cards are all mixed up together, and then he actually just gives the cards to the spectator and lets them cut the cards wherever they want. So the spectator cuts the cards and then picks up a pile and just starts mixing them all up themselves. So these cards are being mixed by the spectator right now, and then the magician spreads through the cards themselves and says reach in and choose any card that you like. This is genuinely a free choice, and let's just say the spectator chooses this card here, which in this case is the Queen of Spades. The Queen is returned somewhere in the deck, and then all of these cards are placed under the box so the magician can't get to them. The magician then says we're going to use this pile here to find your card. What I want you to do is pick up the pile and just count off as many cards as you like. So the spectator picks up the pile and just deals off as many cards as they want. And they decide to stop dealing here, and then they quickly change their mind and deal 2 more cards. The magician then pushes this card to the side and tells the spectator that had they stopped 1 card earlier, it would have been the 3 of clubs. 1 card later, it would have been the 2 of clubs, but the card they stopped on was the 6 of clubs. Completely random, completely fair from a shuffled deck of cards. The magician then says, under the box is the packet with your card in it. Deal off 6 cards and the next card down will be your selection. The spectator picks up the cards and fairly deals off 6 cards. And the next card down is the spectator's Queen of Spades. The spectator is fooled. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So my name's Oscar Owen and I'm a professional magician and magic coach who lives in London in the United Kingdom. And this trick is a variation of a popular trick in magic which is known as any card, any number, or ACAN for short. And this is a really good version for beginners as there's virtually no sleights, so let's learn how to do it. Now very quickly, if you want to become an amazing magician and become the life of the party and learn magic in less than 90 days, then please check out my card magic course, Card Magic Pro. It's the most popular magic course in the world with over 10,000 students, and it just teaches the best magic tricks ever created, and it will turn you into an amazing magician in 90 days or less. It's absolutely perfect for beginners who just want to learn the best magic tricks that are just too good to reveal on YouTube, so click the first link in the description to check it out. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm really excited to teach you the secret behind this effect, because even though it might look like a complex trick that requires lots of sleight of hand, that couldn't be further from the truth. There's a few little sleights here and there, but nothing too crazy, and this is a perfect trick for beginners. So the secret behind this effect is actually very simple. All you need to do is remove all of the 6s and then all of the 7s from the deck like I've done here, and then just count these up and sort of just mix these cards together so they're in no particular order. Cool, so the 6s and 7s are all shuffled up, and then what you're going to do is take the rest of the deck and just put down 1 random card and then put down a 6 or a 7. Then put down another random card and then put down a 6 or a 7, and you keep doing this until you get through all of the 6s and the 7s. And then you finish with a random card on top. So as you can see now, we've got the deck in this order here, where we've got a random card, 6 or a 7, random card, 6 or a 7, random card, 6 or a 7, and we've just done that until we've got through all of the 6s and the 7s. And this is going to give us a nice stack, and very importantly, the top card is a random card, it's not a 6 or a 7, and then we place all of these cards on top of the deck. At this point, we're ready to begin. So to start the trick, you bring the cards out, and if you know any false shuffles, this is the best time to do it because it just makes the deck look like it's really been genuinely shuffled. So I did a Zarro shuffle in the performance, which is a false riffle shuffle, which is like a really convincing one. I'm not going to teach that now. If you want to learn more sleights and shuffles, then check out my full course Card Magic Pro where I teach it all in there. But just begin the trick by doing a few false shuffles if you know any, but if you don't, it's totally fine because you can go through the cards like this and they really look like they're mixed up, even with the stack at the very top, so you've got nothing to hide. You're then going to turn the cards over and tell the spectator to cut them roughly in half. So the spectator cuts the cards, let's say, in half, and the bottom packet you give to them and tell them to shuffle it up themselves even more. So the spectator mixes up the cards, and then you take the cards back and you're going to ask them to reach in and pull out any card that they like. This is going to be genuinely a free choice, but the first little slight comes in here. As you spread through the cards, you're going to count off 6 cards from the top of the deck. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is in the action of spreading the cards. So I've got 6 cards here, and then using your fingers, you just maintain a little break. And then you keep spreading through the cards, and they can choose any card that they want. So let's just say they choose this card here. As they're looking at their card, you're going to just recollect the cards and really just get a big break under the top 6 cards. And I square everything up, and I convert that break into a pinky break at the very back. They then look at their card, in this case it's the Jack of Hearts, but I've got a break under the top 6 cards, and when they want to return their card to the deck, you just spread through the top 6 cards again and let them return their card into the 7th position here. So this is really natural. It just looks like you're returning the cards somewhere random in the deck, and you just go, okay, put your card back for me. They put it back there, and you put the other 6 cards on top. Now their Jack of Hearts in this case is 7th from the top. But you don't make a big deal out of this, and you say, cool, so we've randomly returned your card into the deck, no funny moves, no weird slights, and you're just going to place all of these cards under the tuck box so I can't get to them. This is where the beauty of this trick lies, because now what you do is tell the spectator to slowly deal through the cards and just stop whenever they like. Now you don't want them to do it really quickly, because the only way this can go wrong is if they go past your stack, which is like loads of cards. So they've got to deal off quite literally, this many cards before they get past the stack. But you just tell them to deal down slowly and just stop whenever they want. So they start dealing down the cards, but in your mind, as they deal down the cards, remember every other card is a 6 or a 7. So when they deal down a random card, in your head think no, and if they deal down a 6 or a 7, in your head think yes. So it's going to be like this: no, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no. And if they stop on a no, you take the next card, okay, which is going to be a 6 or a 7. And if they stop on a yes, you just take the card that they've dealt down, which is going to be a 6 or a 7. Does that make sense? So let me just show you that again. You tell them to deal down the cards one at a time and just stop whenever they like. So no, yes, no, yes, no, yes. We're going to choose this card here because we know it's a 6 or a 7. But then if they kept dealing and they went no, yes, no, we wouldn't take this card because it's a no. We would take this card here because we know this is going to be a 6 or a 7. So that way, whatever they do, you're always going to land on a 6 or a 7. But before you just turn it over and be like, oh, this is a 7, you place this card to the side, or if it was down here, you'd place this card to the side, and then you say, look, if you'd stop, this is such a good convincer. If you stopped one card earlier, it would have been a jack. One card later, it would have been a 10. So this looks really random. But the card you stopped on was a 7. And we know their card is in the 7th position. So if this card here is a 7, you just say deal down 7 cards, and the 7th card will be your card. But if for whatever reason they stopped on a 6, which can also happen, so let's just find a 6. Let's say this is a 6 here. Let's just say they stopped on a 6. You just say deal down 6 cards, and the next card will be your card, which is obviously the 7th card. So let's say they finished on a 6. You tell them to pick up the cards and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And the next card down is their Jack of Hearts. And obviously, if it was a 7, you just say the 7th card down will be your card. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that is really how powerful this any card at any number trick really is. If you want to become a really confident and impressive magician in 90 days or less, then check out this video here where I explain exactly how to do it.